Hi. So good morning. This is Teacher Felbert again. Okay. So about 5 years ago, I had a tax client, a VIP tax client in Tarlac. So she is a medical doctor. Okay. She specializes in I don't know, I forget gynecology. Okay. So the husband is also a doctor. Okay. So there and so as we get along, and then she told me that he got a son who is studying in Obi Montessori in Angeles City. Okay, so wow! Immediately after she told that, so I kind of like so happy because I'm from Obi Montessori as well. Okay, and like what I said, I used to audit Obi Montessori Angeles when I was in Obi Montessori like 5 years. Okay, so my doctor tax client is also happy that I came from there, and so we kind of like talk about mutual friends who are in Obi Montessori Angeles City. Okay, so there. So I was asking my tax client, what does she know about Obi Montessori? Because she actually enrolled, or she got her son, study in Obi Montessori. She told me that it's the number one prominent school in the vicinity, like from Tarlac to like Angeles City. So it's the most prestigious educational institution there has been in the city. Okay, so I was asking her, do you know who founded the Montessori system of education? Because she's a medical doctor, and well, the founder was like was also a medical doctor in psychiatry. She told me she didn't know. Okay, so I told her about Maria Montessori, who was a medical doctor in psychiatry. So she founded the Montessori system of education. Most probably, she would have used her mind, but the implementation of the educational system is really from the heart. Okay, that's what I love about Maria Montessori. Okay, so there. So this is very crucial because I have to talk about this because uh, I understand that until now there are still brilliant medical doctors and brilliant lawyers and other professionals who kind of like decide, okay, for their children's or the kids courses in college. Okay, because oh come on, they would tell we're brilliant medical doctors or brilliant lawyers as well. So you guys should be should be lawyers as well. Okay, so in other words, like even in the province until now, the parents who are intellectual are actually culprits, or they are the ones actually deciding for the future of the children. Okay, so they kind of like decide for the courses what happened. Okay, so instead of the son or the daughter wanted to be just a makeup artist, they kind of like take up medicine or LLB, enroll in a very prestigious college or university in the metro because the parents wanted to be brilliant lawyers as well or doctors. How come? Okay, so I'm saying this because, well, I'm grateful that I come from a LaSalle school in Mindanao, okay? Uh, LaSalle University Uzamis, and I graduated BS Accountancy. Okay, I'm a victim of, what you call this, uh, parents or benefactor actually deciding for my course. Okay, that's why I took up BS nursing in my freshman year, and then immediately when I quit because I hated blood, and I don't like to be a nurse, realizing that what if I become a nurse and would take care of a newborn from a delivery room? I could, probably not take care of the baby because I would see blood all over. Okay, so I told my uncle, who's who's Chinese, and told him that, Tito, I would never be pursuing nursing anymore. Okay, so my tita, who's a teacher, wanted me to take up political science in Dipolog City. Maybe I could be a lawyer. Okay, but my uncle told me you proceed to Los Alamos and probably take up BS accountancy. Okay, all his children uh, have the same pattern. Okay, the kids or the girls actually take up nursing, and Jimbo, my cousin, took up BS accountancy. So I followed suit. Okay, so when I was a nursing student, I was like participating in debates and oratorical contests, everything. So when I transferred to LaSalle, I became a school paper writer. So I started as just news writer, news editor, then features editor, and managing editor for like 4 years in my college. Okay, so growing up, I would know, like in high school, I became, well, I graduated class valedictorian, and my strength I know is into talking and writing. So there's sort of like triumph in my college in Las Alazanas, okay, because I became the person that I wanted to become. I just wanted to be a writer and storyteller. Okay, but I took up accountancy, come on, alright? So I studied accountancy for like 4 years. I was class president, year level president from first year to fourth year. I became Scrabble champion from first year to fourth year. I'm always the school representative for extemporaneous speech and for other talk quests. Right. So what I'm saying is, because I have to respect my uncle's vehement choosing of me taking up his accountancy, so I did finish BS accountancy 1995, but it was like personal consumption. Okay, so it's a LaSalle school, you know what? So afraid that I would be forced to engage in a review after that, so that I could become a certified public accountant. I kind of like applied as a medical representative in Ozami City, so I was ushered to kind of like go to Manila and had my training for 2 months. Okay, actually 3 months. Okay, so you see, I was a nursing freshman. I took up accountancy for like 4 years, but my heart is into writing and storytelling. Okay, so there. It's not that I'm not grateful, but my first job was actually medical representative, so it's like still talking, you know, and traveling around, talk to doctors and hospital administrators. Okay, so I don't know that, and then eventually, after I left my medical representative job, I came to Manila. Okay, my cousin actually invited me to kind of like apply in OB Montessori as a teacher, math teacher, but I was accepted to be internal auditor. So there. Okay, so my BS accountancy kind of like had what you call this. So I did work as a internal auditor for like 5 years. In my third year, they kind of like OB Montessori kind of like picked me up to replace an internal audit manager who went to the US. Okay, so in other words, my or OB Montessori kind of like saw my potential in talking and probably in writing. Okay, so see, so I know from the heart that my strength is into writing and talking. So I decided I really wanted to take a mass communication in college, but there was no mass comm university in the Zam City or in the Palo City. Okay, so there. Okay, so what I'm saying is, when I came to Auburn Montessori and became a student of professional education, okay, so I kind of like got attracted of the Montessori core. It's like drumming the human spirit, okay, of a human entity to actually realize what's your strength, okay. So there, yeah, I became a teacher and taught in the college and became a teacher in Montessori Filipino teaching special children, okay, and kids and other kids. Okay, so and I also did teach in some colleges like STI, for example. Okay, teaching business subjects. Okay, so I was so lucky. I probably would have been, you know, would have been triumphant or like winning from all these endeavors because I was able to actually max out or my talent in talking by being a teacher in the college. Well, I am not a certified public accountant, and at the same time, I don't have a master's degree. But Obi Montessori actually did not think of it like as an impediment. Okay, so the college then, the president and CEO, Priscilla Sullivan, maybe or some of it may potential and in talking and in writing. In fact, she kind of like went to my office after reading my essay on about family background and all that. Okay, so there. Okay, so I have to go back from parents who are very intellectual, parents who are brilliant lawyers and doctors, deciding for, you know, the courses of your children. You should not do that, guys. That's why in Montessori, in a legitimate, authentic Montessori school, kids 0 to 3, actually 3 to 6 in the CASA department or kindergarten, our parent-teacher conference is like every month because teachers in the Montessori classroom, if you look at the Montessori classroom that's authentic, you cannot say that it's a classroom. It's like the setup is like a room that has so many materials, and the students are actually manipulating the materials so that they're gonna learn. Okay, so what I'm saying is, so the parent teacher conference that happens like every month. Okay, so the parents, so yeah, okay, so now in a Montessori classroom, like 3 to 6 years old, it's like kindergarten. Okay, there are like two teachers in a class. Okay, one is a teacher that actually observes all the students, all the pupils, and the one that's really actually touring around so that the teacher can see whatever activity the pupil or student is doing. Okay, so once the student is not able to pull through what he's doing, the teacher will actually reinforce. Okay, so upon PTA, for example, the conference between the teacher and the parent, the teacher actually asks the parent what does the student or the pupil or his son or daughter, her son or daughter is doing in the house all the time. Okay, so it's like tightening of the core or the strength of the bata, okay, of the pupil. Okay, so now after kindergarten, the kids, the Montessori pupils and the Montessori students actually go into grade school. Okay, so what I'm trying to now, if the teacher and the parents actually tighten that the strength of the anak is into, like for example, science. Okay, so you should not allow your students, your kids, to be taking up engineering. Okay, because you're an engineer, for example. Okay, so the core of Montessori is tightening your strength. Okay, so the Montessori parent can only like respect the choices of the kids. Okay, respect and support whatever the kids are actually wanting to do. But here in the Philippines, intellectual parents are actually culprits of things that are very basic, They don't actually respect, because you're brilliant doctors and brilliant lawyers, you guys should be brilliant doctors as well, or brilliant lawyers for that matter. Where is inculcation of human decency and respect? Okay? So I'm grateful that I rise up from being an accountancy graduate, but right now because I'm doing tax consulting and business consulting, so I cannot do this. But actually my strength is into talking, obviously, and writing. See, I'm happy that I realized that. So what I'm saying is, parents, intellectual parents for that matter, should not decide. You should also like support, realize what their children are actually interested to and for, so that they can support. Okay, they should not decide. Okay, so like for example, in a Montessori set up, for example, legitimate one and like, for example, an authentic Montessori. Okay? Okay, the student actually is able to tighten his strength all throughout. Okay? So I'd say this because that's what I observed. Okay? I always say this. I'm grateful from my alma mater or La Saluzan is for my basic accountancy. But I'm also grateful that I come from Obi Montessori and graduated professional education and became a teacher. Okay, so let's talk about Leia Salonga, for example. Leia Salonga graduated high school valedictorian in Obi Montessori. Okay, so we know Leia Salonga from way then that she's like a showbiz personality. She sings, she acts at the same time. Okay, she's into musical theater. Okay, so she was 16 years old when she graduated class valedictorian in Obi Montessori. She was 17 years old when she enrolled in Ateneo as like science, prelude to like becoming a doctor in medicine, for example. Okay, action na. Okay, so I said, Lesong was 16 years old when she graduated class valedictorian at Obi Montessori. She went to Ateneo, 17 years old. Okay, so we know Lesong, she's very popular. Okay, so she wanted to be a medical doctor. Okay, because her parents were actually wanting her to be a doctor. And probably she could have gotten that enthusiasm also to pursue medicine. Okay, Leia Salonga could have been a very brilliant medical doctor had she pursued medicine, but she would never be the Leia Salonga that she is now, a household name, being 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 Kim of Mesagon. Okay, she was 18 years old when she both won Olivier and Tony Awards as Best Actress. Can you imagine that? Okay, so Leia Salonga knows very well that she's very good with that. Okay, she has kind of like strengthened that growing up. Okay, so there. The Orbit of Misagon actually toured the world. Okay, so there were so many auditions for the role of Kim, but it was until they came to Manila that they found Leia Salonga. Okay, immediately after that, they ushered Leia Salonga to go to London for training of Mesagon and like workshop or that. Okay, so there. So I'm saying this because yeah, even if I teach in college, for example, like in STI, I would ask my students, is this really the course that you actually decide to take up? Because if not, you better drop this or you better shift to another course that you love. Okay, so there. Parents, regardless who you are, you may be a doctor, a brilliant lawyer, or an ordinary sales lady in Shumart. You guys have to respect. Okay? You guys have to love and respect the decision of your children. Okay? So that's what I learned from the Montessori system of education. Okay, so because in Montessori we kind of like drum up the human spirit to actually realize our strength. So there. So I don't know, I have never gotten to use my pens, but I hope I'm clear with what I'm discussing. I'm actually letting you know that your kids, even they are like 3 to 6 years old, absorbent mind, conscious, they can't decide for themselves yet. But the fact that you parents actually realize that they are good into this and probably show that these are the strengths, you guys should just support and respect whatever decision that they're gonna make. Okay? That's why there are suicides in college. Okay, because the brilliant medical doctor or brilliant lawyer wanted your kids to be doctors and lawyers as well. So can you imagine that? You, being a very intellectual parent, is the culprit of your kids' suicide. Yeah, we have to confront this because this is happening. Okay? And by the way, Montessori is not an elitist kindergarten school. Okay, truth of the matter is Maria Montessori, who founded the Montessori system of education, who was a medical doctor in psychiatry, did start her Montessori school in a slum in Italy. Okay, so here in the Philippines, they kind of like a modified Montessori. Wherever barrio or what's called this city or town here in the Philippines, there's Montessori. Whether or not it's authentic, it's not a problem. That's why Montessori is never patented or like never had a branches, because Maria Montessori wanted every human being to experience Montessori. I mean, that's a lived experience. Okay, so I wouldn't say it's the best educational system there has been, but wherever in the world there is Montessori. And truth of the matter is, high school, public high school system in Canada, in the US, in UK are actually transitioning to Montessori. Okay, so I'm proud that I come from Montessori as well, and the founders of Google actually credited their Montessori education to have gotten all this, brains to actually form or found Google. So there. I hope you guys should, parents actually should not decide for your kids courses, so that your kids would not kind of like commit suicide. Well, we know for a fact a lot of things are happening into this, but parents are like pushing their children to be like them. Especially parents from the province. Okay, and actually Montessori, I have to correct that. Montessori is for everybody. Okay, so there. Okay. Good morning. This is Teacher Felbert again. Bye.